Truthfully.
I thought it was dead tight. I thought you was going to get it, if I'm honest.
I swear to God, I thought I won it by at least 3 rounds.
But
The boss the fight in front for all night I work.
How's it going, everyone? I hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. So recently, as we all saw, Tyson Fury made a post that there is going to be an Oleksandr Usyk trilogy in 2026. Turki Alalshikh also made some comments on his Twitter as well. Didn't directly say that fight was going to happen, but teased at the fact that Oleksandr Usyk against Tyson Fury would fight for a third time. Now, ultimately, I think a lot in boxing recently. I think there's been rematches that we don't need to see, and even trilogies that we don't need to see as well. And I would put this, in that category. I think sometimes, we see good fights, and we see them once, and I think that's enough. I just don't understand this reason why we need to see all these, 2 fights, 3 fights between fighters. I'm just not really understanding it. As we recently saw as well, Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. will fight for a second time in September. And I think that's a perfect example. I think, Conor Benn, Chris Eubank Jr., the first fight was exceptional. But what really is going to be different in that second fight? The storyline, we already know what happened. In the rematch, Chris Eubank Sr. is not going to come unexpectedly like the first time. And I just felt like we've seen it already, and it doesn't need to be seen again. As well today, Artur Beterbiev calling out Dimitri Bivol. That's looking like that's going to be a trilogy as well. And again, that's maybe not going to happen this year. So by the time the third fight happens, Artur Beterbiev is going to be 41 years of age. Look, 2 exceptional fights between 2 very good fighters, but we've seen Beterbiev and Bivol for 24 rounds now. In my opinion, I would like to see Bivol against David Benavidez, who's a young up-and-coming challenger, one of the biggest names in boxing, younger than Bivol, so therefore you're not fighting someone at the end of his career. So again, I'm really just not understanding these, trilogies and rematches. And then I get onto this one, Tyson Fury against Oleksandr Usyk for a third time. And this one, in my opinion, if it was to happen, I think this would be the biggest joke of them all. Number one, Oleksandr Usyk has to get past Daniel Dubois. That is not a foregone conclusion. Okay, Daniel Dubois is a live dog. He's coming off 3, exceptional wins. Jarrell Miller was a good win. Filip Hrgović, very good win. And in my opinion, the best win of his career. At Wembley against Anthony Joshua, just, really destroyed him and went right through him. So, Usyk still has to get past that. But again, what is in it for Usyk for the third time? And also, how does Tyson Fury, deserve a third fight? You're talking about a fighter that was, a massive favorite in the first fight. In the second fight, he had he had all his own advantages, and Usyk beat him fair and square twice. I'm a little bit, disappointed in Tyson Fury. I like Tyson Fury, but I've been really disappointed in the fact that it seems like he just can't accept this defeat. He was beat, in my opinion, by the better man. I think in the first fight, we had some good moments. I think there were, 3 or 4 rounds, especially in the middle of that first fight, where he was pretty dominant. And he was really doing what a good big man should do to a good little man. But Usyk, I think his stamina, his fitness, his will to win got him back into that fight. Had a massive round 9, and let's be real, if it wasn't really for that referee, then Tyson Fury would have got knocked out. I think the referee saved him. That's my personal opinion. I think the referee saved him. I think Tyson Fury did okay. Maybe round 12 you can give him, but again, I felt Usyk won that first fight relatively comfortably. And I felt in the second fight, he outboxed Tyson Fury. I think he landed the cleaner punches. Tyson Fury, yeah, he was more busy, he was more active, but I just felt like Usyk outboxed him. Usyk went to the body a lot. He landed clean to the head. And Tyson Fury, he didn't really land that clean. And again, I felt like he tried to have a boxing match with Usyk instead of have a fight with him. And I really think to beat Usyk, you need to do what I hope that Daniel Dubois is going to do. Because you need to go at him directly, you need to throw that jab and just get right in his face. That's easier said than done because Usyk is an exceptional fighter. He's either number 1 or number 2 pound for pound for me, one of the best fighters of all time. But again, he's not as big as these other heavyweights. So, if these heavyweights are going to give him trouble, I think that's the way to do it. So look, do I think Tyson Fury has earned a third fight against Oleksandr Usyk? Absolutely not. I would like to see if Usyk continues, maybe an Ajit Kabayel, or I think Joseph Parker's definitely deserved it. I don't really understand this notion that guys can just, walk into a fight. I think, we're going to see that in a couple weeks' time when Manny Pacquiao fights Mario Barrios for the world title. Manny Pacquiao's been retired for 4 years, lost his last fight. So, really, how has he, got into that how has he got into that position? I don't really understand it. So look, we're boxing fans. If the third fight between Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury happens, then we'll all watch it. But look, we give our opinion on this channel. So just because we're served this as boxing fans doesn't mean we have to agree with it. Again, Tyson Fury is coming off back-to-back losses. Other fighters have to work their way up. Again, exceptional fighter, but I don't think he should just walk into a third fight. He's had 2 chances already. And I think it's about time that he accepts the defeat. So as always, let me know what you guys have to say. Thanks for tuning in. Definitely get into the comments below, and I'll see you guys on the next video shortly.